Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman and Lucy Lehman, and today we're going to show you some great tips on how to care for your hydrangeas in wintertime. So here it is, it's December, and I have to say temperatures here have been like in the 60s this week, which is so insane because we're in New Jersey. We're planting hardiness zone 6, and it's just like this crazy, beautiful burst of warm weather. So there's the barn in the back just to give you some perspective as to where we are. This is just like the front. Sometimes I give you guys those Monday morning inspirations. Here's my little bird feeder over there, but I want to kind of tackle some hydrangea questions that we've been getting. And it's kind of interesting that we had all this warm weather because I really want to address some of the questions that came up about why people's hydrangeas are looking super funky this time of year when they should be going dormant. So a lot of people are saying, you know, I'm getting a lot of, well, I'll show you exactly what people are getting a lot of. Here's a hydrangea in the front of my house that has a lot of new growth right now, and that's because we've had all those crazy warm temperatures all through fall. And what happened with this hydrangea, those of you that watch the channel know that this hydrangea in particular, I had to prune back in the beginning of fall, which I never recommend unless you absolutely have to. And the reason why I had to prune this guy back in the beginning of fall was because we had a ton of ivy. I've got ivy all over the front of my house. And what happened was this ivy totally overtook this hydrangea here. So normally I would not cut back my hydrangea, you know, in the beginning of fall, but I had to because I literally had like the ivy coming all over the top. So we had to cut everything away. We had to cut down, you know, a lot of the branches. And what that did was it actually like spurned, like it started off this great growth cycle, which you can see right here. Like these are all like brand new, you know, spurts of like leaves and growth. And you don't want to do that in fall because you want your plant to go dormant, kind of like the plant that's in back of it. So this hydrangea was not pruned back, and you can tell the difference. So even though a lot of these blooms, you know, for next year are being put in place right now, they're tiny. They're like these little tiny nubs. And this is, you know, kind of what like your mop head hydrangea should look like this time of year. So these are the ones that come in on old wood. So these are like your Nikos, these are like your Endless Summers, your Limelight Hydrangea, and your Annabelles, you know, like those white fluffy ones are gonna look different than this time of year. But the ones that come in on old wood, you know, should have like these little tiny like nubs just starting out. If they don't, it's not a big deal, you know, eventually that they will show up. But what you really don't want your plant to look like is what mine looks like, which is this one over here. So once again, that's just like a really good example. I'm happy I can show you this because a lot of times I tell people, you know, don't prune back, you know, your hydrangeas, you know, in the fall, because this is exactly what can happen. So now the question is, well, what do you do about it? So what I'm going to do in spring, you know, or like late winter, is put up one of these burlap kind of like protections around it. So I basically just got, you know, some of these little poles. I think I got them in Home Depot. I think there's actually like the snow, the things that you show, like, you know, the snow plow people where your driveway is. We just put these in the ground. I have a little bit of a zip tie, and I'm going to wind up wrapping this plant in some burlap. I'm going to go all the way around the plant. I made a whole video showing you how to put this up. It's really simple. You just kind of like, you know, pop these poles in the ground. I just, you know, dug it in with my foot, and we just kind of zip tied it, and we're going to go all the way around, and it's going to protect, you know, this new growth, these leaves from those harsh winter winds. It's going to protect it from like those harsh temperatures. But here's the thing, guys. Some people wound up putting up like these burlap wraps too early. So if I were to have had this burlap wrap around this plant, say all through November and December, when, you know, we were getting temperatures like in the 50s some days, it would have actually have baked this plant. And what would have happened is these leaves would have gotten all mushy, they would have fallen off. And so a lot of Flower Tribe members, you know, said, why, you know, I wrapped it, I tried to protect it, why did all the leaves fall off? My plant looks terrible. You basically like, you know, like cooked it. So you want to make sure that if you are like, well, this is for planting zone 6. So, you know, be careful with this one. If you're in a super cold zone, like I think, you know, like a lot of the, you know, the other states have gotten like winter blasts that are going to stay, then you guys are probably safe, you know, doing this step. But, you know, if you're in a place where like your temperatures are fluctuating like crazy and it's getting, you know, warmed up, then I would really hold off until, you know, the temperatures are going to be like really cold. Oh, thanks, Rachel, for saying that you're watching from Kentucky. Kentucky. Thank you for reminding me. Guys, I love to see where you're viewing this from, and I go back. I promise you, it's like a Christmas gift to me. I take a look at where people were viewing from and what the weather's like by them or what's coming up in their plants, you know, in the comments that you leave to me on the sides. I just get such a kick out of that. So if you can, you know, let me know where you're viewing this from. Let me know what the temperatures are like or what the weather's like in your neck of the woods today, because I just find that fascinating, because our flower tribe is all around the globe. I mean, we're like all over the map. So just let me know that would be great. And a thumbs up always helps. I always appreciate that. Thank you, Vinny. Oh, you're in Sussex, New Jersey, right around the corner here. Nice. So yeah, so other people will wind up, instead of doing this burlap wrap, some people like to put these, you know, these posts in place, and they'll kind of wrap it with chicken wire. And then once they put the chicken wire, you know, they'll attach, you know, these little zip ties to the chicken wire, and then you'll have like this nice little cage. A lot of times you'll wind up putting like leaves in them, like oak leaves or like pine needles. Hi, Marilyn. Nice to see you in Virginia. Oh, zone 7. Okay, so you guys are a little toastier. So yeah, that's just another way to kind of, you know, like insulate some of those, you know, like the mop head hydrangeas. Hey, Sherwood from East Tennessee. Nice to see you. So that's just another way that you can, you know, kind of insulate them. I have to say, for the most part, guys, I do not insulate most of my hydrangeas. Hey, Beth, how are you? Cape Cod, 39 degrees this AM. Oh, that's cold by you. That's what I was thinking temperatures were going to be. So for the most part, I don't even bother doing this. I don't even bother like wrapping most of my hydrangeas. This gal I will, though, because once again, I had to do like unusual steps this year with this hydrangea. I have all this new growth and I want to kind of protect it. But for the most part, guys, I try to do as little work as possible because there's so many plants here. And so, you know, you don't have to do this, if, you know, for most areas in America anyway. Like if you're down south, you probably never have to wrap your plant unless you're going to get that really, you know, unexpected cold burst, you know, like in winter. And my limelight hydrangeas, I don't do this to. My Annabelle hydrangeas, I don't do this to, because they all come in on new growth that comes in spring. And hey, Jeff, how are you? Oh, you're from Wales. Oh, wow. Okay, so far you get the prize for being, you know, the biggest distance. That's exciting. Wow. Hi, Darlene checking in from Philly. Oh, I love Philly. 56 degrees today. I know we have the same weather as Philly. Good morning. Oh, from Los Angeles. Hey, Alina, how are you? Hey, thanks for showing up every week. Alina, I appreciate that. I love you guys that I see every week. It's so exciting. Hey, Tiffany, you're coming from Illinois. Oh, wow. Zone 5B. 60 degrees today. Is that insane? Like, how crazy is it that it's December and it's 60 degrees here in Philly and Bayou? Oh my gosh. All right, so that's the story with you know, wrapping your hydrangeas. And once again, you know, I try to make gardening super simple. You know, I try to, you know, like do the best I can for my plants. I can't get to all of them. I mean, we've got so many hydrangeas here. So for the most part, like I said, I don't even do this step. But if you have like hydrangeas that you know we're going to get zapped by that like 0-degree temperatures, you know, way below freezing, and they've got a whole bunch of new growth, then yeah, then I would probably do that. Hey, Rachel, oh, Kentucky. You're from Kentucky, nice and south. Okay. So that's the story with this. I want to show you a blunder that I made, because I love to tell you guys, you know, what not to do in your garden, because I make like probably 25 blunders a day for every 2 things that I do right. So I'm going to show you one of my blunders. Oh, thanks, Christine. I appreciate that. You're 39 degrees right now in Washington. No buds in your hydrangeas. I think that's okay. I have a whole bunch of endless summers that don't have too many buds yet, but they should show up. Ralph, nice to see you. Indiana, a beautiful day. You've had yours wrapped. Yeah, okay. Hope yours didn't bake. Well, hopefully temperatures have been a little bit colder by you. And listen, if you have like a lot of like airflow, sometimes that helps, because if you have these, you know, with a whole bunch of leaves, I think that even makes it a little bit even warmer. So here's one of my blunders. I have a, you know, a beautiful hydrangea here, and I'm just noticing now that I've got this rose that decided to kind of plant itself right next to the base. So this time of year is a really great time to go out into your garden and check out what's going on, because you kind of like have all the, you know, like the wardrobe is taken away, like the leaves are taken away, the flowers are taken away, and you can kind of really see what's going on with this plant. So I've got a climbing rose here that goes up like this giant trellis in the front of my house. And I think what happened was, you know, a piece of it, you know, kind of replanted itself over here. So this, if I was a better gardener, I would have noticed this earlier, and I would have dug this out. Hey, Z. Oh, nice to see you. Oh, it's 70 degrees by you. That's insanity. So if I was a better gardener, I would have dug this out. I would have kind of, you know, taken this rose out, and I would have transplanted it like a few weeks ago, because now, well, listen, fall was a great time to transplant things. You know, as long as you have like 6 weeks as you transplant different things, you kind of move them around your garden. I move plants like I move furniture. I move things constantly. If I would have caught this little blunder earlier, I would have dug this rose up. I would have transplanted it, say back in like early November, where I knew that I had at least 6 weeks before the ground freezes. But now it's just too dicey. Like there's a chance that the ground might not freeze for another couple weeks, but I have a feeling that old man winter's going to come in really hot and heavy pretty soon, and it's going to just freeze everything. So I'm going to leave this rose in the ground, and I'm going to wind up digging it up in early spring. So I'm going to dig it up in early spring and then find a spot where it's going to be happy, because right now this rose, the roots are competing with the roots of my hydrangea. So, there's only so many nutrients that are in your soil. There's only so much water that's going to be there, and they're going to continue fighting with each other. So we don't want that. So you want to come in, take a look at some of your hydrangeas and your other plants this time of year. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll put just a little post in the ground, or like a little tag, or like a wooden post, and it just has giant letters that just says move or move me. I mean, I'm very fancy here. So that's my scientific method. So in spring I see this big stick, because this isn't going to look like this. So this rose is going to be totally died back. It's only going to be like a little stick by the time I come back out here in spring, and I'll probably forget about it. But if I have a big wooden, like a tag in here that says move me, then I'll be like, oh right, that's where that rose was. So now it's kind of a fun time to go out and do that. But hold off on the pruning. You may want to kind of get that burlap wrap together, or you just might want to kind of just leave them alone. Like I said, most of these I'm just going to kind of leave alone. And so, hey George, how are you? You from Missouri? I'm sorry, you just disappeared. Hey, Linny, you're from Massachusetts. Thanks for showing up every week. Guys, I wanted to tell you also, I'm having a contest today for, our YouTube folks. So here's the story, guys. My Christmas videos, I have a whole guide on how to create beautiful, natural Christmas decorations for your home. And it's going live this week. It was supposed to go live yesterday, but I had a few last minute changes that I wanted to make. So it's going to go live hopefully within the next 2 days. But I want to give away a free online gardening guide to one of our YouTube members. So here's what you do. You just need to write in comments below, holiday guide, please. And that will enter you in the contest. And I have these little contest rules. I know they're so complicated, but you can look at them in descriptions below. So just in either comments to the side, the live comments you guys have been making, just write, holiday guide, please. Or you can write it either in the live comment now to the side, or later on if you're watching this on the replay, you can put it in comments below. And that will enter you into the contest. I'm going to choose a winner this Friday, December 17th. So please do the comments before noon on that day. And I'm going to choose a winner, and I'm going to give you an access code. You'll have lifetime access to my holiday guide that teaches you how to do tons of beautiful, decorations for your home. And I did a whole bunch of time-saving tips, because Sheldon and I raised our 4 kids here on Cranberry Fields Flower Farm, and we were always super pressed for time. So I have a ton of little tricks up my sleeve that have worked for me over the past 20 years to help you get ready for the holidays, and to kind of just save lots of time. So that will be in those guides. Okay, so Denise, you're all set. Yep, holiday guide, please. All right, we got our first entry here on on our YouTube. And guys, I'm going to announce the winners on my Cranberry Fields Instagram channel on Friday before 3 o'clock. And I will also try to DM you, if you're on Instagram and I could see you there, you could just, I don't know, I'll find you. Trust me, I will find you. And I will also announce the winners then on some of our future YouTube lives, in case I couldn't catch up with you on Instagram. And Lynn, holiday guide, please. All right, Lynn, you got your entries all set. Yep, you're collecting some things to try and make one. Oh, okay, great. And let me think what else I wanted to tell you guys. I want to thank an anonymous Flower Tribe member, because they bought today's cup of caffeine. So guys, you can, Tiffany, you're totally entered in on contest. Thank you, Tiffany Cole. So thank you for an anonymous member that bought me today's cup of caffeine. If you ever want to buy me a cup of coffee, if you're enjoying my tips, there's a sponsors link below in descriptions. If not, don't worry, I'm still going to give you loads and loads of gardening tips each week. Rachel, yep, you're totally entered. And so I think that's it. All the rules and all, you know, the little fine prints and descriptions below. Christine, you're all set. Holiday guide, please. Okay, entry. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm also going to hop on over to my Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group, and I'm going to run the contest there also. You guys can enter in as many places as you want. I'm going to choose a winner from YouTube. I'm choosing 2 winners from Instagram this week. I try to like mix things up. So if you want to also enter the contest on my Cranberry Fields Instagram page, you can. Same rule. Yep. Bath Holiday Guide. Yep, so just write holiday guide, please. I know it sounds so silly, but sometimes people are sticklers when they look back at my, they're like, oh, this person, you know, they had to write the exact words. So holiday guide, please, and that would be awesome. And yeah, so I'm excited to show you guys these holiday guides. So they're really cool. They're all in video form. They're super searchable. Marilyn, is it too late to cut down your hydrangea? You know what? I would wait. What zone are you in? That's a good question. If it's at this point, I wouldn't cut down anything. It's winter. Let these guys go to sleep is my best advice right now. I would say for almost any hydrangea. And if you want, you could wait until like the end of, like late winter is a better option just in case temps warm up again. Because I know that we don't think it's going to warm up. I would have never dreamed in a million years that we would have this beautiful 60-degree day today. But here we are. And so I would just kind of wait, because you don't want to do what I did and have this, you know, big, big burst of, like brand new blooms and brand new growth. So I would hold off on that if I were you. And guys, if you have any other questions, I'll try to answer a few before I leave today, because I love to kind of give you guys as much value as I can each week. So perfect, Marilyn. Okay, holiday guide, please. Awesome. You're zone 7. Oh, all right. I don't know. That's a tough call. You know what? Here's some good advice. Hop on over to Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group and ask that question, because there are lots of gardeners in zone 7 over there where they can say, hey, you know, I was still able to kind of, cut things back. Or other ones might say, oh my gosh, don't you dare, because you're going to wind up like cutting off the bloom. So, you know what? They really come in on next year's growth. So I don't know that there's too much harm in doing it now, because everything kind of gets formed next year for that type of hydrangea. But keep in mind that, the mop heads, all those endless summer, the Nikos, those are the hydrangeas that are forming their blooms now. But your limelights and your Annabelles, all those blooms are really being formed in spring. So you're welcome, Merlin. And I'm sorry, I missed somebody's question. I'm going to try to pull it back up. I'm still trying to figure out this, how to like pull up past comments, because sometimes as I'm yapping, I kind of miss some of them. So if you can kind of like redo your comment, I know it's a real pain in the neck, I'd love to answer it. Foxy Khan, 50 degrees here in Fair Oaks, California. Sweet. All right, so Marilyn says, you can cut, your panicular hydrangeas at any time. I have heard that, so I don't know. Let me know what happens if you do wind up cutting them back, because yeah, I mean, there shouldn't be too much harm unless you like spurn on that extra, growth right now. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I love to hear your comments. I love to see your experiences. You guys have so much experience, so I love learning from you guys each week too. And all right, so that's it, guys. I hope you can enter my contest. And I will also put a link. I have a whole bunch of online flower guides that make for a terrific gardener's gift. And we now have a new option on those online guides where you can gift it to a gardener in your life. You can actually choose the option of saying, please send this online holiday, gardening guide as a gift to my mom, my friend, and you could put a little note, and then they get an automatic, super fast email that says, hey, blah, 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 just sent you the gift of, and I have 3 gardening courses right now. It's how to grow beautiful perennial flowers for a fresh cut flower garden in your own backyard. The second course is how to grow beautiful annual flowers for a fresh cut flower, garden in your own backyard. And the third guide is how to arrange beautiful blooms from the flowers that you grow in your backyard. And you could also bundle them. I have, it's called the Gardening 101 bundle, where you can get all 3 courses. And each of the courses is $9.95. I tried to make it, affordable. And now we have a sale running on them. So if you want to hop over, I have, I'll try to make sure I link it below. I think I did it before. If I was a better salesman, I would have already done it. I probably didn't. But I will put a link to my online flower courses below. If they're not there now, I promise I will do it like within the next 10 minutes. And yeah, you could check that out. And it makes for a great super last minute holiday gift, because like I said, you can buy it like today and they'll wind up getting it like super fast. And so that's it, guys. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Love that you guys show up. Ralph, you snuck some spring bulbs in the ground yesterday. That was so smart, and they were on clearance. You're a genius. I love that. Yes, plant, 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 baby, plant. Because if temperatures are like this, you could probably get, because the ground isn't going to freeze here in New Jersey, for at least, a couple weeks, I would imagine. Don't hold me to that because it really should, but I don't know, it's so warm I can't imagine that it's going to be super frozen. So yeah, I think that was a good idea. If you had some clearance bulbs, get them in the ground. Normally you should have them in the ground by November, but this year is just like a fluke, so that was super smart, Ralph. Way to go. All right, guys, listen, have a great week, and I want to just give you some peaceful moments if you guys want to stick around. I'm going to try to walk out to my little fountain here because I think it's so important to have some peace this time of year. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of doing a gratitude journal, but friends of mine, we're all doing it. We wake up in the morning, you just write down like 3 to 5 things you're grateful for, and I promise you it just gives you a whole different perspective for your entire day, and I think it kind of just opens up your world to just receive like really, really good things. So if you want to try it, it's been bringing me a lot of joy. So just 3 to 5 things that that bring you some joy or that you're grateful for, and I think that it's a game changer. Thank you, Vicki. I appreciate your comment. I'm going to try to walk over to my little fountain here. If I lose you guys, I'm going to apologize early for that, but I'm going to push my luck because I would love to just give you some peace and quiet during this hectic holiday season. I think the trick is to walk slow so that my internet connection can keep up with me. I'm such a New Yorker. I used to walk really fast while I was doing this, and then everything would drop and the screen would go fuzzy, and my internet was like, all right, lady, I could not keep up with you, so sorry. So I think so far so good. Let me know if you guys can still see this. And then I'm going to try to stop talking so much and let you guys just enjoy some of the quiet that's back here on Cranberry Fields Flower Farm. Hey, Patricia. Oh, look at me still talking. Thank you, Lynn. Oh, still talking. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. Darling. Thank you, Tiffany. All right, now I promise I'm not talking anymore. See, I'm sorry. That was very quiet of me. Okay, Flower Tribe, have a great day. Great question. Someone just asked, when am I going to turn this off for the season? I'm going to try to come to you guys live, but I have a lot of family coming in. My 4 kids are all coming in. I've got 3 out of the 4 home already. I'm so excited. But they're coming and my dad's coming, so I'm going to try to come to you live next Wednesday. If not, I will try to upload a video just to give you guys some extra value. I love that you all show up for me here at 10:30 a.m. every Wednesday. You're so appreciated. And so I will either come to you live or I will try to have a live video uploaded. And good luck on winning the contest. And hop on over to the Cranberry Fields Instagram page to enter there. And hop on over to the Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group. Lynn, have a great day, oh, that's so sweet. You guys are such a wonderful flower family. I have to tell you, my heart just swells when I see you guys just, supporting each other and helping each other and just sending each other positive karma. So God bless you all, and I will see you guys hopefully next Wednesday. If not, I will have a terrific tip. And take care. Bye, Tiffany. Bye, everybody.